Hey everybody, it's Grandmaster Ben Finegold here. We have a new video series called the Gambit series. I'd like to thank James Altucher for suggesting we do some opening Gambit series. And this is the first video I'm making on the Blackmar-Diemer Gambit, specifically the Ryder Gambit, which I'm recommending for white, especially for club players. So the Blackmar-Diemer Gambit, if you don't know, is white plays e4, sacrificing a pawn, and then plays knight c3. There's other variations of the Blackmar-Diemer, which I don't like as much for white, where white can play knight c3 first, and then play e4, and after de4, that would transpose. But I think knight takes e4 is a better move. So I don't like this move order. I like the e4 move order better. Knight c3, knight f6. And now we play f3. So if you have the black pieces, you should be pretty happy because your opponent played f3. But we're playing it as a surprise. Now, this is the beginning of the Blackmar-Diemer Gambit. And normally they take. Now, in this position, probably about 85% of the time, white plays knight takes f3. And I think if you have the white pieces, this is a more difficult way to play for white because black has so many moves that are theory. Bishop g4 is reasonable. Bishop f5, e6, c6, a6, and g6 have all been played by pretty good players. I think more interesting for white, and it's likely your opponent won't know it as well, is to take with the queen. And this is the Ryder Gambit. We're actually sacrificing 2 pawns. If black doesn't capture the pawn, we develop our bishop. We have 3 good squares. We castle queenside, and we start attacking like we normally do. And we're not down 2 pawns, we're down 1 pawn. So the testing move is to take on d4. And now we play bishop e3. Excuse me. And now this is where an important divergence happens. Black doesn't want to move his queen on the d file because that lets rook d1 happen with tempo and the black queen is harassed. So the 2 most common moves are queen b4 and queen g4. Queen g4 is the better move. And we're going to look at queen g4 first. Queen f2. Now, in this position, white's down 2 pawns, but white's bishop has a lot of squares to go to. The knight has f3. We're going to castle queenside. And the queen on g4 is just misplaced. We can attack it with knight e5 or h3. And it's hard for black to castle or get his pieces out pretty quickly. There's 2 main lines here. There's the move e5, which is the standard move. Knight f3. And white just has great compensation for 2 pawns here. Another line black can play, which isn't so highly regarded, but it's probably better, is queen f5. And the idea is if knight f3, we can play knight g4 and get the 2 bishops. So probably better is to play queen d2. And again, the queen on f5 is misplaced. It can be harassed. White's going to castle queenside. And with the sacrificed pawns, white has 3 open files to attack. And it's hard for black to get developed because this queen really is silly on f5. It's hard to get the bishop out, hard to get this bishop out. And this is excellent compensation for white. Okay, now more interesting for a gambit video is showing a mistake black can make, which is queen b4, which is played by a lot of people, pinning the knight, attacking the b2 pawn. Now you castle queenside, and it looks like that's a blunder. And a lot of players, even strong players, have blundered in this position with black. Here, white has great compensation. And if black tries to punish white with the move bishop g4, that actually loses. It skewers the queen and the rook. But white has a brilliant winning move here. Maybe you can pause the video and try to find it yourself. Okay, let's see if you guys figured it out. Knight to b5, ignoring the queen and threatening knight takes c7 checkmate. Checkmate's better than a queen. And white has another threat because he blocked the queen on b4 from the defense of the b7 pawn. The queen can't defend b7. So queen takes b7 is winning, knight takes c7 is checkmate. So The only move is knight a6. Queen takes b7. Now, the best move for black, which is very hard to find unless you know this position, is queen e4. If you play anything else, you're going to lose your rook in the corner. You're going to lose your knight on a6. You're going to get checkmated. So queen e4 is a really strong move. It still loses, but yeah. Okay, queen takes knight. Now here black has two ideas. One is to take with check, king b1. Now white is threatening knight takes c7 mate again, and he's threatening queen c6 check, which picks up the rook with check, followed by mate. So queen c5 is forced to stop knight takes c7 and queen c6. And after queen b7, the engine says white is up 5.7. We're threatening queen takes rook winning. We're threatening knight takes c7 winning. And after rook c8, which is considered the best move by me, if I was white, I would be concerned with defending everything. The engine says knight takes a7 is completely winning. You can't take the rook because of checkmate. So, and then white's actually equal material here, but black's king is ridiculous. Bishop b5 check is coming, knight takes rook is coming, queen takes rook mate, and black is completely lost. The other way of playing, instead of queen takes bishop on e3, is bishop takes d1, king takes d1. Now, you can't take this because queen c6 check is completely winning. White's going to be at least up a piece, if not more. And rook d8 check is the suggested move. Then we just retreat our bishop. White has two pieces for a rook. White's threatening a7, c7, and this king really can't get out of there. Once knight c7, king d7 happens, it's not going to be good. And the engine says there's no perpetual check here. I mean, there's only one piece checking, so we're not going to perpetual with that. So this position is also like +7 for white. White's completely winning. So that's a nice trap in the Blackmar-Diemer, the Ryder Gambit. White's winning in a lot of variations, and the ones where black plays correctly, white just has a long-lasting attack. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Blackmar-Diemer Gambit. Stay tuned for more videos in our Gambit series. This is Grandmaster Ben Finegold, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.